Hello everyone, I'm back again with more Yakuza Kiwami. And last time, for what felt like for longer than it was 40 minutes of me trying and ultimately giving up on beating Pocket Circuit. It's just, I got tired of all the micromanaging and all that crap, and I'm just like, I'm at a point now where I want to be finished with the game. I tried to do it. I tried to go as far as I could in it, but in the end, I just gave up. It's like I said, I'm tired of the micromanaging. I'm tired of all the cheap bull crap. I just want to get the actual game over with at this point because I just have no more patience for this shit. So finish the game I will, and move on I shall.
おじさん、早くアレスに行こうよ。
Aw. To Ares, where we can finally put this mess done once and over and out. I can't talk. Ugh.
もう準備は整いましたか？
Yes.
ああ、もう大丈夫だ。
わかりました。桐生さん、もう俺たちにできることはありません。月並みなことしか言えませんが、頑張ってください。
ああ、わかった。ありがとうな。
なんだか外の様子がいつもと少し違う感じがします。気をつけてください。
Yep, we're gonna have a full-blown gang war going on. Wait, did the gameplay cease recording? It better not have. Yup. The game has been coded to block the entire final act. Are you fucking kidding me? Well, guess I'm gonna have to do what I did with Okami and describe everything. Okay, so everyone's completely cleared out of the alley. And everyone wants to kill me now. I'd love for you all to see it, but and that was a badass scene. Unfortunately, you can't watch it because the game has been encoded to not show any of it. Because Sony fucking sucks. So it's a giant street brawl, despite everything. Here comes some more. Seriously, what is the point of streaming a game when it can just be randomly blocked from some fuckhead in the publisher or developer blocking it from being streamable? Makes no goddamn sense. Like seriously, you likely have a million other playthroughs of the game that have been made by other people. Do they get blocked? Probably not. Another gang leader out of commission. Round 3. The big guy's named Ono, like Yoko Ono. I'm inhuman, they say. Now it's a big free for all, I suppose. Broke the guy's neck with an iron pipe. And detective is watching me or watching something on a computer. Date. January 20th, 1977. Anti-government student activist. Is he researching on somebody? Masaru Serra. That was the chairman, the dead one. Yeah, he worked with Jingu. Oh no, it's Date's boss just walked in on him in the dead of night. The one that keeps telling him to get off the case. Is it still blocked? It's still blocked, isn't it? I'm going to assume it is, in which case you're all fucked. Yup, it is. It's still blocked. We're fucked. Seriously, why even have the option to stream if you're not if you're gonna if Sony can just randomly block games? Makes no sense. So Haruka and Cosmo were just talking about how Cosmo did not know that we were really talking with how Cosmo was really talking with the daughter of Yumi the whole time, and how they go back till they were kids. He did have a crush on the girl after all. So yeah, you're all are gonna have to put up with me talking, and I don't have a PC or whatever I need in order to capture the footage correctly. Well, that goes right through this. So y'all are gonna have to be stuck with my narration for the whole time, because Lord knows Sony and Sega couldn't be bothered to allow me to show it. So okay, so now we're heading into Ares. Up the Millennium Tower, just like before. Except this time we're likely going to be facing Nishiki. Oh. And there's a guy up with on the top floor with a gun. Haruka's going to hide to take shelter, and Cosmo's walking into the main room. Like a badass, so now we gotta go fight all the gunmen who all have knives and batons. And I'm going to... Hey, you're sadly going to not be able to see much of anything, because either Sony or Sega, I don't know who, input a block program to prevent anyone from seeing or hearing what's happening in the game, because apparently they've done what they did the same thing like they did with Okami, where the final act of the game, can't watch it. Like, seriously, if I've already gone this far to like 99% of the game being finished, then what's even the point of blocking the ending anyway? Especially when so many other people have played the game numerous times. Like if I had a PC with the capture card or whatever, I could easily bypass that, but I don't. So y'all are gonna have to bear with me narrating the whole thing. Okay, shot up and busted a couple of guys with their own guns. So now we're going from one floor up to the next. Shot a bunch more guys. Here comes some more guys with knives. Nope, just one guy with a knife. A very big one. Okay, dropped him. Here comes some more. I'm a terrible streamer for not having a capture card and a PC to do it with. But that's what happens when you live on a minimum income and not enough room to house everything. Pick up his gun. I doubt I'll be able to use it because I have a habit of taking away the gun everywhere I go. Incoming goons from the elevators. Oh, they let me keep the gun. Waste them. Waste all of them. Okay. That whole fighting arena's done and over with. Now for the hopefully the big boss. So yeah, Haruka and Kazuma were just now talking about how Kazuma was like a father to Yumi for looking after them the whole time. And now we're going up to the 60th floor into Ares, where we'll hopefully see her and likely fight Nishiki. So the Date's boss just told him he investigated Jingu himself. So now they're both in agreement that yeah, we have a common case involved after all. So he's now working with Date instead of being on his case. And now we see Yumi staying in Ares, where she now can meet Kiryu and Haruka. Why do I get the feeling something bad's gonna happen? I wouldn't stand in the middle of the room if I were you. Nice reunion, I think. Well, so far the mother and daughter are hugging. Yeah. Aw, and all three of them hug. Uh-oh. Helicopter landing. Uh-oh. Well, Jingu just landed and, he tried to kill Haruka just now. But Kazuma blocked it. Oh! Gunshot, like, was louder than I thought. Yeah, Tarada showed up. Ugh. Yumi had a bomb in the suitcase she's carrying. Okay, they're bringing the bomb into the building. Ah, Kazuma brought out Chairman's will. So Sarah knew what was going to happen before he was killed. And now we're in a flashback. So Sarah never left a successor, and he gave the will to Kazuma. And Kiryu is Kiryu is the who's the one whose name is now in the will. So he's now the successor of the Tojo clan. Okay, so just to recap what just happened since the stream system in the PS4 and of course Sony put in that stupid code to block the final act from being shown. Basically what happened was, Jingu arrived and telling how he switched from from alliance his allegiance from the Tojo clan to the Omi alliance. So now Tezuka's own men have, all intents and purposes, been bought out from under him, and blah blah blah. Kiryu, Yumi, and Haruka are all calling Jingu on how power hungry he is, despite his using his excuse of helping the country to do it when really he's full of shit and is just a power hungry egomaniac. And he he switched sides to the Omi, so the Omi is now on his payroll, and that the whole Kiryu causing chaos on the Tojo clan was an added bonus. And he played Nishiki for a full 2. And we learned that Chairman Sarah had given his will to Kazuma, and Kazuma put Kiryu's name in to be the head of the Tojo clan. So now we have now we're fighting against the Omi Alliance and Jingu by extension. Okay, beat their asses. Now do I get to beat Jingu's ass next? Here comes the police in their copters. I think. No, I think it's Yakuza choppers. No, Omi choppers. Surrounded by heavily armed Omi thugs in combat armor, and there comes Date in his helicopter. Also attempted murder on the charges. Okay, now we gotta fight a bunch of thugs with guns. Ow, ow, ow. They all got knives and guns. Take his gun. Blast everyone else away. Have a drink so I can get my health back. Oh great, now Jingo's getting away and leaving his men behind. Because he's an asshole like that. Okay. More Omi thugs. Shooting all of them. one after another. Now we're going back into the building, heading upstairs. Into the helicopter pad, where Jingo is now. So now we gotta fight him. Oh, great. Jingu throws grenades just like Amon does. Okay, beat up the second colonel, so that way it's just me and him. Okay. And the guy's gun is gone, so I can't use it against him. So, let's see. Switch. What can I use to bounce back bullets? Uh, Not much else, honestly. Oh, his guards come back up. Alrighty then. His guards have a second wind. Change back to the bladed gauntlets then. Ah, I missed the quick time event. I'm so not used to them. Like, seriously, the quick time events are so infrequent that I forget they even exist. Got a running start at Jingo and smashed his face in. Ah. Okay, so I'm fighting them, trying to block. Keep getting stabbed, which knocks me over. Okay, back to anti-guns. Beat Jingu's ass. Your guards are spent, buddy. Ho ho, beat his ass. Beat this attempted wife murdering, kid murdering douchebag to the dirt. Or concrete in this case. Uppercut him. Knock the bitch out. Ugh. So he's knocked out, is now on the helipad. And now we're reunited with the girls. And here comes Nishiki. Ugh. So Nishiki knew the whole time, regardless. And he has a real rage boner against Kiryu right now because he doesn't want to lose to him. So yeah, Nishiki is basically jealous of Kiryu, and he wanted to get ahead. So now we're gonna fight in a shirtless fist fight. Dragon versus koi fish. Akira Nishikiyama. Finally doing this shit. Well, let me input new equipment and Nishiki's got like dark blue energy swirling around him. And I'm getting my ass kicked. Gave him a huge dragon style super attack. Rush style seems to be the best one to use on him, because I'm dodging and weaving, which leaves him open. Did he just knock me out? He knocked me out. I'm dead. Fuck. Try again. Rush style him some more. Ow. He's super fast. Interrupting him with rush attacks seems to be what works the most. Beat him through the window to the of the bar. Through the glass. How they're beating each other up repeatedly. Flashbacks. Oh, Nishiki, how far you've fallen. Down to the yellow side of health. Dragon attack. Well, he beat my ass super hard with that ground pound, which killed me last time. Brute attacks seem to work too. I mean, beast attack. Excuse me. Press triangle. Triangle. Mash the triangle. Beat him with the sofa, and that knocked him out. Hilarious. Beast and Rush were the main modes to use, after all. And I finished him off with the couch. Oh, so what is in that frickin' locket that we've... Well, he got the locket back from Nishiki, but what is in it? Aw, Yumi and Kazuma hug. So what is in this locket? Aw, it's Kiryu's picture. Yeah, she kept Kiryu's picture in the locket. So she still had a picture of him, even despite the amnesia. And she's putting the pendant in a compartment, pillar with a scanner in it for some reason. Which has opened a secret door with a lot of cash stored inside of it. 10 billion worth. And she activated the Oh, gunshot through Kiryu's leg. It's Jingu. He's back from his cat nap. Oh no. Yumi took the bullet. Yeah, you found your money, Jingu, but it's about to go up in smoke. And Nishiki got up too, with a knife into Jingu's gut. Uh-oh. Nishiki's gonna... He's gonna blow himself up. Uh... And the top floor of the building explodes. Die Hard style. And all the money is raining down. Literally. It's a Christmas miracle. Making it rain. Woo! Making it rain. So Nishiki blew the bomb up with his gun and roasted himself along with Jingu. Aw. Kiryu finally confessed that he loved her. He's got the ring. And Yumi's dead. Succumbed to the bullet wound. But she told Haruka to never run away from her problems, or else her to never run away unless she lose her happiness. Like what Yumi did. And the police arrived. And Date just came limping into the building along with his boss. Yeah, he's yeah, she's right next to you. Yeah, he's telling him that doesn't he have something to protect? Yeah, Haruka. That's the last thing he now has. Yeah, Kazuma, Nishiki, Yumi, they're gone, but Yumi left Kiryu, Haruka, so he still has something. Poor guy. They're running away from the funeral for whatever reason. Was it because they wanted to get back at him for the funeral from last time? So Kiryu rejected the Tojo chairmanship and gave it to Tezuka. So he was made chairman, then retired from the chairmanship and gave it to the other guy, Tezuka, from the Omi Alliance. But now he's Tojo, so Date and Kiryu just shook hands, saying their goodbyes. Haruka has the dog with her. Aw, that is a face that must be protected at all cost. A shame y'all can't see it. So Date's taking some time off from the force to go spend time with his daughter. And Kiryu is going to be took Haruka under his wing. And the credits are rolling. With very chirpy music. Well, unfortunately, none of you watching, or rather listening, could see what happened because Sony, Sega, somebody, I don't know who, put in that stupid block code, meaning it blocked out the ending, just like what they did with Okami. Which makes no goddamn sense, because I played through most of the game. There's literally no point to block it. Who in their right mind thought it was a good idea? I ask you. Stupid. So, yeah, unfortunately, I don't have a rig or a card to have sidetracked around it, so it's unfortunately going to be stuck with this. But hopefully I gave enough details to explain what happened. If not, just, afraid best I could say is just to go and look up someone else's, playthrough, or at the very least, yeah, best I can say is go look up somebody else's playthrough of the last chapter. The, end of the fight, or whatever it's called. Chapter 13. And watch from there, just, without me, because seeing and hearing are different things altogether. So you're gonna have to do that, I'm sorry to say. Now, as for my overall thoughts on the game with Yakuza Kiwami, I liked it. I really enjoyed the game. For my first experience with a Yakuza game, it was really something, and I understand why people like the game. The characters are interesting, and the story is kind of all over the place, but in a sense of it's pretty layered and makes some pretty cool twists. Not to mention, it's just wacky as all hell. from Goro to the various side games, namely the frickin' Mesu King card game and a bunch of other things. It's a really funny game to go through, but also a very dramatic one. So if you're looking for a good martial arts, Yakuza, crime story, basically Japanese Grand Theft Auto, this is basically it. And of course, at the same time, it's not like Grand Theft Auto because with Grand Theft Auto you had large open environments. You could drive cars, and of course you had shooting. Whereas Yakuza Kiwami, and the majority, and I can only assume the original game as well, and the majority of the other games, with the exception of Dead Souls, are very focused on fighting and martial arts based combat, kind of like Batman Arkham Asylum, only except this technically came first. I compare it to Tekken mostly. The combat feels very similar to Tekken, but made to accommodate a greater area of environment, from picking items up and so on and so forth. Like Tekken 6, when I tried the campaign to that game, it basically tried to do like a 3D beat 'em up linear level, and it completely sucks at it. Whereas with Yakuza, I feel it does it better. And for the most part, the combat in Yakuza is very fun, with 4 different styles of fighting, each with their own unique super moves and counter moves and environmental moves. It's pretty fun, if a little bit iffy at times. Like there's you have the heat gate symbol, which comes up depending on a requirement that's met, and the one that I often had trouble missing was the counter moves, where if I'm on Dragon Style and a guy tries to punch me, I can counter him by pressing the button at the right time. The problem is, sometimes it works, other times it doesn't. So while I enjoy the combat, there are times where it's finicky, like it doesn't want to work when most of the time it has. So that's kind of what makes it a bit of a bother at times. And the other thing is the QuickTime events. The QuickTime events are far too infrequent that I honestly forget that the game has them. And when they do show up, often out of nowhere, I'm not prepared for them, because most of the game has been of basic. It's mostly been like 3D, beat 'em up gameplay. Like think like Double Dragon, but in a 3D instead of a 2D environment, and a bit more layered out. Yeah, the QuickTime events are so infrequent that I forget they exist, and as a result, I keep forgetting them. Like there were several parts of the game where, in a certain boss fight, where they do a move, and I'm supposed to react in time, but I don't, because most of the game does not have QuickTime events. And as a result, I'm not prepared for them. I completely, I fumbled them. So it's a case where, if you're going to have QuickTime events, either have them be frequent or don't have them at all. Because then it ends up ruining the flow of the game, and I don't even know what happens. As for the graphics, they're not next gen. If anything, I would say they're more PlayStation 3 era graphics and visuals. Definitely not next gen visuals. But the game does look good. The environments look good. I feel like I'm going through a part of Japan, in a part of Tokyo, because all the buildings are distinct with their own little signs, and there's an extra cutscene. with Haruka and Kiryu. What? You can't take the dog with you? So Haruka's gonna let the dog go. Uncle Kaz. And they're talking about Santa Claus. So, she's gone from calling him Mr. Oh, end. But it's not the end, for there's still several sequels. So, yeah, she's gone from calling Kiryu Mr. to now Uncle Kaz, which is adorable. Thank you, Trophy. Cannot take screenshot now, blah, 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 blah. I would have liked to have shown the game, you piece of shit. Premium adventure, whatever that means. Legend difficulty. And there's now a new game plus mode. I'm going to assume that's what Premium Adventure is. Doing the game with everything intact. Gameplay recording resumed because I exited the block scene. Yeah, the scene that never should have been blocked in the first place. Fuck you, Sony. And fuck you too, Sega. New game plus. Premium Adventure. Explore the game world without following the main story, so New Game Plus. I can only assume New Game Plus is doing the whole game with all my moves. Climax Battles mode, challenge mode for the best of fighters, does not count towards the completion list, and of course the replay story event cutscenes. Is it possible for me to show off the cutscenes? I wonder. Let me think. Well, I wonder. Well, I beat the game, so hopefully it shouldn't count. So, here's what I'm gonna do. Tomorrow, when I get up, I'm gonna start the game up again, and I'm gonna see if I can stream the cutscenes. And maybe I can bypass it that way, and y'all will be filled in as to what happened. I don't know if it'll work or not, but I'll try it out. Not tonight, of course, because it's It's late. But, so yeah, I hate, blocked scenes aside, I really, I enjoyed the game. The combat, while finicky in some parts, is enjoyable and very fun. The level of humor the game has is outlandish and very Japanese, and I love it. Even if it does make me cringe from time to time, due to how weird it is. From Goro cross-dressing to the freaking Mesuking card games. The only other thing I can say I didn't like were most of the mini-games. I hated them. Like Pocket Racer with its constant busy work. Like, I didn't like that. Some of the fighters in the challenge arena in the Coliseum were a pain in the ass, like the one with the frickin' luchador porn mask. I hated him. And of course the billiard pool table. I hated the pool table. Because I tried to play pool, you know, the way I know I've been taught that I know is correct. But it completely fiddled around everything to the point where it's like, am I even playing the game correctly? So I don't know. Really, the only minigames that I felt good in were darts, even if I just played just one game mode in it, and bowling. Bowling was something I already knew and comprehended, and I understood it. And they didn't futz around with it too much, unlike pool, so most of the... I never played Mahjong. There was another game that I could have played, but I never did. I never bothered with any of the casino stuff. So if you're looking for a huge swath of side activities to do, Yakuza Kiwami has them. But me personally, I didn't bother with them because I'm not that... I mean, I'm OCD, but I'm not that OCD, and I made more than enough cash throughout the game from fighting everyone. And, you know, doing the Coliseum and a bunch of other stuff that I didn't need to bother with any of it. So, it's an extra time waster. If you like it, good for you. Me personally, I don't care for it. I mostly stuck to the side stories and only went for the side activities if I needed them to get a side quest rolling. You know, and I like the story, I like the characters. The graphics are not super next gen, which they aren't, but it's still good looking for the most part, and the characters look sharp. The environment of Kamurocho looks great. I do like that it is not a giant empty world like most open world games where there's nothing to do except walk a million miles and run into trouble constantly. Whereas this, it's a small, it's a neighborhood. It's a precinct. Or prefecture, excuse me. Yeah, it's a small prefecture based on the real life red light district in Tokyo. I can't remember the name of it, but it is it is an actual area that Kamurocho is based on. So overall, for the most part, despite some headaches, I like Yakuza Kiwami. I enjoyed Yakuza Kiwami. I definitely can't wait to try the other games out. Zero, I know, came out a few years ago. Kiwami 2, I think, came out last year. And then there's Yakuza 6, which I really need to get. However, that's technically the last game featuring Kazuma Kiryu so far. There's 3, 4, and 5, but they haven't been, as far as I know, ported to the PS4 yet. I don't know if 5 ever did. I don't think it ever was. I know 3 is being worked on right now. I think it was already released in Japan for PS4, so it's only a matter of time till it comes out here in America. Hopefully before the PS5 comes out, because that came way too soon. Then again, the PS4 was an underdeveloped brick from the word go, so what do I know, right? And then there's Dead Souls, the zombie game, which I don't know. So 4 and 5 are the and 3 are like the only other main titles missing. And then there was those 2 samurai spin-off games that never got ported to the US under any circumstance. So that's my overall thoughts on Yakuza Kiwami. Liked it, enjoyed it, had a lot of fun with it, despite some headaches. However, I'm going to come back tomorrow and see if I'm able to replay the cutscenes that were skipped and stream them. Because, Sony and Sega or whoever it was put in that stupid block scene for the game, which is completely pointless and unnecessary. I'd already beaten 99% of the game by this point, so why bother blocking it? It's the same issue I had with Okami. And you have a bunch of other Let's Players out there who have streamed the game already too, so why even block anything? You're wasting your time. And ultimately my time. Because why even allow us to stream if you're gonna block an entire part of the game anyway? Like, it makes no goddamn sense. So when I come back tomorrow, I'll boot up the stream again and see if I can play the cutscenes in the replay menu. So that way y'all can see, at least story-wise, from a cutscene-wise perspective, what happened. And while you won't be able to see the gameplay side of it, because of course that was blocked too, you'll at least see what the overall story happened, what occurred, and you won't be as lost. So that's gonna be it. So if it doesn't work, then consider this the final part of the playthrough. If it does work, the next part will be the finale. I don't know if it'll work. We'll see what happens. So if it works, next part is final. If it doesn't, this one will be final, and I will label it as such in the title of the video. So thank you all for watching, or rather listening, because fuck you, Sony and Sega. And when I come back, and if it works, I will put up the stream again and do a final part where I show off the story cutscenes from the replay. So have a good night. I'll be back tomorrow, and yeah, Oyasumi Nasai, and hopefully we'll get to the next game, and one that I have been itching to get my trigger finger going on. So see ya.